I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to another review, and there's another paid request, this time from Dan. Thank you so much. If anyone wants to request any other type of videos or topics or reactions or so forth, you just send them either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both things are down below in the info box. And this time it is for Michael Clayton. Now this is the full screen edition, but it's the one I had. Michael Clayton is a film that apparently at one point Denzel Washington was going to star, but he said no, and later on he regrets passing on this role. It's directed by Tony Gilroy, who actually he wrote and directed it. And Tony Gilroy, he's written a couple other films I've rather enjoyed. Extreme Measures with Hugh Grant and Gene Hackman. Hugh Grant and Gene Hackman did a really solid job in that movie, and Extreme Measures I think is an underrated flick. The Devil's Advocate, that's another one I like. He didn't get to direct too many movies, mainly as a writer, but this is one of them, and this did well when it came out, critically and commercially. And in a way, it's kind of... I don't know why The China Syndrome is the movie that came up for me on this. Only it doesn't end as tragically. This is one of those things where you do have a character who finds his moral compass throughout the goings-on of this situation. And I think George Clooney did a great job. I think this is one of his best performances by far. Because George Clooney is a fixer. He's a guy who works for this law firm, using connections and knowledge for legal loopholes and to fix certain things. As he puts it, I'm a miracle worker. I mean, I'm not a miracle worker, I'm a janitor. Which that specifically looks into how he thinks of himself. He doesn't think that highly of himself. He stuck being this fixer guy. He had a business with his brother. His brother went back on drugs, so it fucked everything up. He owes, even though it's his brother's fault, he owes like $80,000. And he's trying desperately to find out how the hell to get that taken care of. And meanwhile, an old buddy of his, played by Tom Wilkinson, which actually I recently saw him, he was the bad guy in the first Rush Hour movie. And Tom Wilkinson does a really good job in this, where he plays a guy that you could tell because of the years of being in this business and certain things he knows about, he's flipped. He's also taking meds for, I believe, bipolar. So at one point, someone was filming him and he was taking his clothes off. He was talking about all this crazy stuff. But at the same time, he means well. You know, he has a friendship with George Clooney's character. He means well. And it deals with this company who had this weed killer. And sadly, the weed killer would give people cancer. And so this whole thing of a hush-hush operation, No one can find out. Tilda Swinton, who is I forgot her character's name in Doctor Strange. She was the master. She was the one who taught Doctor Strange, Tilda Swinton. She works with this company called U-North, part of the cover-up. And it's a very character-driven movie. And I thought it was well done, because this is a talented writer. Extreme Measures, Devil's Advocate, among others. And yeah, I really get to know about George Clooney's character. He's friendly with his kid. This is a great scene where he talks about the kid's uncle, aka Clooney's brother, about, listen, I'm not going to be like your uncle. Listen, you're not going to be like your uncle, wondering if shit will fall out from under you or fall from the sky. Because you're smarter than him, and you're better than him. You're even better than me. You're going to do well, okay? So don't be ever afraid that you don't end up like that guy. Like, that was a nice scene. Now that's right, it really goes into the characters of the situation. And George Clooney, again, this guy who, he's not a bad guy. He's not an awful guy. He's just a guy doing his job, part of this business, but kind of not going anywhere. And it is a movie that takes its time. It's not a fast-paced thriller. I mean, I guess you could call this a thriller. I guess, technically, as this says, gripping thriller. I mean, drama, little bit of thriller. When I think of thriller, I'm thinking like chase scenes. It's not really that kind of thriller. It's more of building up the situation, the characters, what's going on with Tom Wilkins' character, what does he know, what happens to that character. I'm not the enemy. Oh yeah, then who are you? And George Clooney kind of justified, well, you know what? I don't see anybody else here with a broom on the horizon. You know, this is what we do. This is who we are. And so again, you got this juxtaposition of Clooney overcoming, finding his moral compass, as well as this whole memorandum that's been copied. And I don't want to give everything away for those who haven't seen it. George Clooney, very good in the role. Like I said, it's one of his best performances because I think he has a chance to shine in the dramatic portions. Also have that fun Clooney charm. Like he's talking to someone, he's like, got your heart racing, don't I? Or do I look like I'm negotiating? I'm not the guy you kill. I'm the guy you buy off. So you have some good intense moments with George Clooney. You have some little fun charming moments with him. As well as just a great actor can say something without saying a word. From his look, his demeanor, his eyes, they can tell you a story without saying a word. I think Clooney does a good job with that in this picture, as does everyone else. Tilda Swinton, you tell her character is a bit out of it. The way she keeps rehearsing, like she's going to do this interview, and the way she keeps rehearsing over and over and over and over again, you tell there's a little bit something off with this character. Wish she's right there on the phone. You also have Sidney Pollack, the director himself. He's an actor in this. He also helped produce the movie. And you see him right here. Sidney Pollack. And about, if someone's going to be a whistleblower, what's going on with that. Like I said, it's a very effective film for what it's trying to be. I like the way it ends. Spoiler alert. Spoilers. 3, 2, 1. He's wired. He fucks over Tilda Swinton. Fucks over them. He's wired, helping the cops. He leaves. He gets in the car. He's like, here's $50. Just drive. Just drive. And it ends with the titles while he's driving. And right before it cuts to black, you see a little smile on his face. Like right before it goes to black, he's like, Like, he realizes he did the right thing. He did the right thing. And I guess Tony Gilroy helped write some of the Bourne Identity films. Well, I think I'd rather watch this, Extreme Measures, and Devil's Advocate over those. He didn't direct those, to be fair. So maybe it's not really the writing of those movies. Maybe it's more the direction, now that I think about it. So I'm not going to hold that against him. The DVD doesn't have much. Additional scenes and a commentary. A movie that did this well, you would think it would have a lot more features, but it doesn't. And this is a film no one talks about. No one ever mentions Michael Clayton, but like I said, it was successful box office-wise and critical-wise. You know, the cinematography fit the tone of the film. Some people feel it's a bit too cold, but I thought it fit with the structure, with the environment that Clooney's character was in. You know, this is one nice moment where he's looking at these horses, and I don't want to say he's bonding with them, but, you know, just sort of taking a moment to reflect. That was the best way I would describe that. James Newton Howard, underrated composer. No one ever talks about him, but he's a guy that has some efficient scores in his belt, in his filmography. But yeah, the movie, it's worth a look if you like. It's not a legal thriller. Yeah, it deals with a law firm, but it's not, I wouldn't call it a legal thriller. It's not like a trial courtroom type of movie. It's not that kind of, because I said law firm, sometimes a movie like that, no, it's not going in that direction, which I was fine with. Yeah, if you like George Clooney, if you like dramatic thrillers, just more to think about, yeah, it could be classified as a thriller, just don't expect action. This is not an action movie, don't expect car chases. It's not that kind of stuff. It's foot chases. More of an intellectual thriller. I think it did that very effective and very well. So, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.